Welcome to the world without planes.
Before the pandemic, we made a sustainable guide to traveling Europe and found out it's funner without them anyway. The main way we can reduce emissions is by flying less. And coronavirus has shown us that a world without planes is possible.
But calm your tits, that doesn't mean you have to stop going on your jollies. So us legends are going on a journey across Europe using ferries, coaches and trains to get to Naples and tracking our carbon footprint to see if travelling like this will cost the planet less CO2 than just flying there directly.
I've only ever left London by airplane if I'm going to mainland Europe, which is kind of a bad sign.
We've definitely racked up the emissions between us.
Yeah.
But we're trying to right our wrongs. Club, casino, restaurant, what more do you want from a holiday?
Sunshine.
Okay, you got me there.
To begin our journey, we're heading to Amsterdam for Pride weekend. To get there, a typical flight would take us an hour. The ferry will take us 20 hours, but we'd heard there's entertainment on board and also the whole planet thing, which is kind of the point of the show.
I mean, it's not as disgusting as I thought it would be. Do you snore? Nice. I snore really loud, especially after a couple of...
Are we having some... So do you get seasick?
No, I mean, I don't know.
You don't know?
What an interesting turn that would be, wouldn't it?
Oh, they're mooning us.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like the reason why people like this and it feels like a bit of a novelty is because it's a bit vintage. This is what people used to do.
Also just the idea that people to sit out on the deck and drink a mojito. I mean, yeah, fine, you're in Newcastle, you're not in the Caribbean, but you're still in a boat. Like any physical space in which British people are forced to stay for longer than 10 minutes, the ferry has an onboard bar.
At the Sky Bar, we bumped into some students from Newcastle travelling to Amsterdam Pride.
This is what real drama looks like.
How much of a reason for traveling by ferry is the fact that it's sustainable?
I feel like the ferry is like an extra holiday. There's the shop, there's the buffet, there's the bar, which we love. We do love the bar.
You feel a little bit less guilty, to be honest, but also, like, it's much more fun, I think, even if you do get a bit seasick like myself. Definitely seasick. It's so ropey right now.
Hey, do you have seasickness tablets?
I do indeed.
You do?
Yes, for how many victims?
Just one victim. This will take 15 minutes to kick in. Yeah. Psych, it was ecstasy.
What? I feel better.
Did it work?
Oh, I feel so much better.
Sam,
come and do shots with us.
Come to the fucking club.
Never gets easier.
He's getting absolutely fucking litty.
Oh,
Don't put that on as well. Oh, fuck off. He's gonna lose it all now. We could get 11 shots for this.
No!
You dickhead.
No! Right. Let's film this oil rig.
It's been a wild night, surprisingly so. What do you think?
I've loved it.
A whirlwind of emotions, would you
I like
say?
a good gamble and a nice shot. I do like that.
We went from quite high to quite low.
And then we did go low when you lost all our money.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable because he lost.
You know what else
He's a
isn't
gambler.
sustainable? Oil rigs.
Oil rigs are gambling with our future.
Night.
This is where you go when you're 40. This is where you go when you're 4. Extremely fast internet here.
Police?
Extremely.
We could have happily sampled the ferry's nightlife forever, but it's unnatural for humans to spend so long without access to a 5G network. The Netherlands were approaching.
Oh, we made it.
What a lovely bit of kit. Look at it retract. There is a subconscious stress level that goes with flying, and it might be having to just go through security. Okay, the dance floor was a little bit dead until we got there. I think that's fair to say.
Sure, yeah.
But
switched it on.
that may change when more people start taking ferries and they get better DJ lineups. As soon as we arrive in Amsterdam, we're introduced to an intimidatingly handsome local journalist named Bo Hanna. You'd have to literally have no shame or be incredibly stoned to get a taxi in Amsterdam. The city is built for walking and cycling, and there are trams and ferries to go further afield.
Unless you like picking chunks of stroopwafel vomit from your shoes, don't stay in the tourist-heavy centrum during Pride. Opt for Jordaan, De Pijp, Ode West, or Oost. The warehouse parties happen in Noord.
So head there if you prefer techno and ecstasy to Jaeger bombs and stag doos.
Bo is taking us on a pleasant bike ride to Amsterdamse Bos, a big park on the edge of the city, where a psychedelic truffle shaman called Shea is waiting for us. According to Bo, he would realign us with the natural world through a microdosing ceremony and change our lives forever. It sounds like brainwashing, but Bo is the best, so we decided to go along with it.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, gee, nice to meet you. Beautiful.
Do you think if everyone took truffles or psychedelics that they'd be more considerate about the planet?
The truffles and the mushrooms can really open up our senses to where we can feel the pain of others. And then we start caring. Wow, like if everything's in pain, then I'm in pain too. It's difficult for me to be happy if the species and the plants and the animals around me are unhappy. These are the real masters and healers, and we treat them with a lot of respect.
Notice how you feel and embrace your feelings and your emotions.
We are entering the intelligence of the mushroom kingdom, the fungi kingdom, and the truffle world.
Breathe, relax, surrender, and trust the medicine.
Who wants to see a four-leafed clover?
What? She found it.
How did you do that?
Honestly, I am the best person I've ever met. I don't say that lightly.
I think we should take off our socks because then we connect to the earth with our feet, right?
It's all small.
Let's have more.
Never underestimate.
I feel like everything is like much more beautiful. Like when we were closing our eyes, every noise felt like it was an arranged noise. Like the bird was making a noise, then the child was laughing, and the bird was making a noise again. It was kind of like an orchestral arrangement. The sound of the planes would just ruin it. It was just like, nah, get out of my orchestra.
You see that? No, really, like look.
Oh, they glisten.
Usually we take people out of nature because it can be such a shock to the system to face everything we've been running away from. Like deep down we know what's good for us, and this is extremely controversial, but what if 5% of the population just stopped believing that the dollar sign had any value? What would that do? What if they started turning to, actually things that have value, like, mushrooms?
I'll count to three and then say the first word that we think it was.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Emotional.
Tiring.
We said the same. Emotional and tiring.
Yeah, it was very emotional.
I think it's having to assess yourself, which we don't do a lot.
And within that self-assessment, you have to come to terms with the fact that actually you are like a gas-guzzling, meat-consuming, plane-flying asshole, basically, who's destroying the environment. And that made me feel very guilty.
Choosing a setting like this to microdose makes you realize how important spaces like this are.
I'm ready to start a cult around chi and microdosing.
Returning to reality with open eyes, conscious hearts, and throbbing chakras, we now need some guilt-free food to fuel us for the Pride celebrations ahead.
We heard about a sustainable restaurant called Yerba, where everything is totally vegan, but they also offer an ethical meat edition for people who can't stomach the thought of not extinguishing a soul every time they feed themselves. We're basically really bad at eating vegetarian meals. We don't know what to eat, and we're shamefully carnivores.
I have meat guilt quite aggressively sometimes. How many people come here and order the meat suggestion?
5%.
Okay.
Oh, that's very small.
Yeah.
It's very small.
So what are you cooking today?
I'm making you a cannelloni. And inside there's a paste of leek and artichoke, herbs and spices.
Nice.
And then I fry them off.
Oh, nice.
And there's the artichokes with it. It's the whole leak that I use from the bottom to the top.
Ooh.
You want to touch?
I'm tempted.
I'm guessing I shouldn't touch it because of the way that you're saying that.
It is a stinging nettle. I made nettle tea to go with the dish. The nettles grow naturally around the whole leek field.
Right.
If we can use as much as we can for one product, we don't have any waste. This is vegan cheese.
Oh.
This is literally burnt leek powder.
This seems incredibly intricate, but you could, I guess, pretty much make this out of things you grow in your garden.
Correct. And there we go.
It smells like the outside. Shall we eat it?
Yeah, let's eat it.
Go for it.
It literally feels like pasta, but like just way lighter. The cheese. Yeah, the cheese. What's going on there?
It's good.
I'm blown away by the cheese.
Leeks don't cry and scream when you kill them.
Just squeak a little bit, but that's it.
They squeak.
This is a magnum made out of asparagus.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well done.
Enjoy.
Thank you
Enjoy,
so much.
Amsterdam.
Let's go.
Surprise! Don't kill me! No photo, eh?
Yes, hello. Where are you? Are you guys smiling? Yeah. Never.
Amsterdam Pride is a celebration of acceptance and diversity, where hundreds of thousands of people descend on the city every August. The main event is the Canal Parade. Think Glastonbury, think the Pyramid Stage, but with boats.
That says homomonument.
Yeah, so the triangle, because in the Second World War, gay people that were persecuted by Hitler, you know, they had to wear a pink triangle on their shirt. And that's why they built this monument to like commemorate the people that died in the Second World War that were gay. This Pride this year is about knowing the past, know who started the riot, Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, Victoria Cruz, all trans women of color that were fighting the police in New York at Stonewall Inn, you know? It makes me realize how privileged I am to grow up in a time like this and that I have to be so thankful and grateful for what these people did 50 years ago, you know?
We've spent like an hour at Pride and I'm already topless and wearing a cowboy hat. So I think Pride is worth it. Why are you still wearing a top?
I'm trying to keep my dignity.
So this area looks significantly different to where we've been before.
We are in the northern part of the city, and this is like an industrial area. There's this collective called Dance with Pride, and they're hosting a party. It's actually a fundraiser to get money for refugees, queer refugees, and other causes.
For a community that's marginalized, that can be really themselves in other clubs, in other spaces. If they're queer, refugees, or undocumented people, or POC, and they don't have the means to pay whatever the entrance fee is, they can email us so they can come in for free.
That was the most comforting welcome to a club I've ever had. Someone to tell me that if I didn't feel safe or if I wanted to talk, then I can find someone with a glow stick.
Yeah.
I've never had that before.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye to Bo.
No.
We are absolutely devoed.
We'd bonded over pride, shrooms, and seen in Amsterdam we wouldn't have seen otherwise. So there was obviously only one thing left to do.
Yeah, man! Oh, it's empty! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Where's my
Cheers!
Bring it in, bitches.
Aww. I'll miss you guys. We'll miss you too.
Next time on The World Without Planes, we hop on a 20-hour party train to Budapest.
Kind of like the movie Snowpiercer, if DJ Marshmallow is the train driver.